Hello and welcome to the D-Pad for Friday, the 20th of February 2009, Episode 1, Podcast 1, whatever you want to call it. It's our debut show, hooray! This podcast is basically by LPers, for LP fans and for gaming fans in general. Testing it out, see how it goes, and if it works out and you enjoy it, who knows where it may lead. Let me introduce who we've got for this first show, though, the premiere show. First of all, from the likes of Let's Play, Agent Under Fire, Kokoto Fishing Master, getting his arse handed to him on Smash Brothers Brawl, and Metroid Prime, which isn't a bad game really. Largo 1188.
Hi, good afternoon, thank you, good evening, wherever you are. Oh, thanks. And Steve Wright's brought his band of Minions in. No, it's a pleasure to be here for the debut, thank you.
No problem at all. And joining him is sort of a demigod of LPing, apparently, with the likes of Stranglehold, which apparently needs more views, not my words, but hey. Maryland 26 golden coins, Kokoto platform, why he did that I have no idea, Slalom, and Pokemon Fire Red. It's Matt Maloney.
Hello. Yes.
How's it going, guys?
Well, thanks.
It's going, certainly going.
Excellent.
Excited to be here.
Yes.
You sound it. I'm
really excited to be here. Excellent.
Yeah.
I think I'm about to explode with excitement.
Hooray.
What I do have is a slight concern.
Now,
Matt Maloney, everyone knows what his name is, and are we going to refer to ourselves as our geeky internet names, or are we going to call each other by our real names? Because, I mean, I don't know about you, but I do have a real name.
It's not Largo.
No.
I'll have to change your Christmas card then, aren't I?
Yeah, that's it, man, that's it, unfortunately.
Why I'm writing Christmas cards now, I'm not sure.
Well, you want to get yourself prepared, but unfortunately, if you want to address one to me, you have to call me Liam.
Okay. That's not too hard to change. I can get Tipex out.
No, I think you can manage that. I mean, can we call you X? That sounds cool.
Well, officially on my passport, my first name is X, and then the last name is the music. But no, my real name's Anthony.
Really?
A few people already know that. Those on Twitter already know that. Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Hey.
Spoiler alert.
But yeah, we can use our real names because
we're
trying to progress from the geekiness that we find ourselves in with Let's Playing and such. Actually, I forgot to mention Liam, of course, with his Apocalypse Kitchen, which I hear Saturday Kitchen are after at the moment.
Yeah, so they're looking at a feature. Basically, there's a theme going on. They want to progress towards obviously Halloween. So, but they're just inquiring at the minute. But I'll keep it on the DL, but I'll let you know how it goes. Looking very promising.
Excellent. We'll look for that.
Bigger budget,
let's get into
stars. It's going to be good.
Good luck with that.
Good. Yeah, we'll be watching. I don't normally watch Saturday Kitchen or Something for the Weekend. That's a Sunday one, isn't it?
Oh, Something for the Weekend's amazing.
Well, it's got that guy from Soccer AM, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
he just sit around drinking a lot most of the time. It's true.
Anyway, let's move on. Let's basically 3 segments. Let's sum it up now. First segment, which is the one you're listening to now, believe it or not, has got What You've Been Playing, which we've taken from another podcast or two, but they don't own the rights to it. Second segment, we've got some LP news and views, recommendations, that kind of thing, and also some gaming news and new releases. It's about 20 different topics in the space of 20 minutes, but you'll get the hang of it. And then the third segment, I should say, we've got feedback and questions from the listeners. You may remember it in a Tomb Raider part ages ago now. It certainly feels like it. I asked for questions and such for the idea that I would do it during the LP itself, but I was lying. I'm actually going to do it in this.
It was all a subtle ruse.
It was, and you fell for it. I feel evil. We'll answer them in the third segment, so stick around for that, which means that if you're listening to this on the YouTube preview thing, you're going to have to go and download it, aren't you? That's a shame. I only said the name of this podcast once, the D-Pad. Hello, welcome to the D-Pad. Let's get going. Someone shut me up and talk about what they've been playing. Who's going to go first? Liam, go first.
Oh, right, okay, well, so no volunteers then. This week...
No, I'm telling you.
This week I've been playing FIFA 09, which is certainly not a new game, but one that is new to me. There has been certainly over the past couple of years a big fight between FIFA and Pro Evo. FIFA used to rule the roost up until about 2004, the 2004 football season when it began. But since then, Pro Evo has made far better simulation games for people who like the game of football, who enjoy playing computer games based around the game of football. Whereas FIFA became, it just sort of fell behind. It didn't progress in the way that was expected. Now this year they've come back with a much better effort, and I'm not a convert, but I would say that they are certainly much more equal in terms of the games against each other. And whilst that might not be new news, that's because it might not be new news. I'm going to try and give you an opinion on the two. FIFA 09 is a fantastic game that I've really enjoyed. The engine of the game, not necessarily the physics behind it, but the running of the tactics and the way that the players control the ball, pass the ball, is fantastic. It works very well. It's very intuitive, very instinctive, and you can pick it up and play it. If you've had any reference of football games before, and probably even if you don't, you can pick it up and play it almost straight away. It also has a brand, not as I understand, not a brand new feature. I think they tried it in the Euro 2008 version of the game, the tournament version. But new to the seasons version of the game is the Be a Pro mode, which turns it from a simulation football game into almost what would you call it, a role-playing game, an RPG?
I'd say so.
Yeah, it's sort of you're controlling one person rather than the whole team.
Of sorts, yeah. You essentially play. It changes the camera angle, so rather than a TV camera style view, you have a third-person camera behind either a single player on the pitch, or you can unlock the whole team and play whoever you pass to. But essentially, the game works in the same way as if you were playing football. You have control of one player, and you have control of that player's positioning, his passing, his running, his movement. You can call for the ball. You can call for other players to shoot. You can dribble. You can. It's a comprehensive. It really is as if, well, you were playing football yourself, as if on the TV, if you imagine it. But no, that for a mode that I've got no experience of before, that was, again, the controls stay the same, which means it's just as easy to pick up and play that as it is to play the ordinary game. And I found that very interesting, very addictive, strangely, because you have the choice between creating like either yourself or family members or whatever, or taking on a player that already exists. For example, like you can do it with Wayne Rooney. It makes it very easy, but you can. And it's addictive because you only have 4 years before the World Cup, which is sort of like if you want to consider it like a boss battle. And so you work your player through the ranks, through the reserve team, through the first team, up through the leagues. You can move from club to club. You work through the international stage as well, and you care about you start caring about these players. The other thing you can do is I don't know if it works. I don't think you can do it on one console, but on Xbox Live you can also join up and play through a season mode like that, with some people assisting you across Xbox Live. And the other main feature of Xbox Live is the fantastic 20v20 games, where each player assumes a player on the pitch and subsequently controls everything that player does. So you will have a player for each corresponding player. Aside from the goalkeeper, you have each person on Xbox Live corresponding to a player on the pitch. And I played that for the first time the other night, and that is amazingly good fun. It's very confusing, very like schoolyard football, because everyone runs after the ball. It doesn't work very well tactically, but it was very, very entertaining.
Cool. I was about to ask actually if there was an online aspect in the Be a Pro mode. Are you playing against? Because in the Euro game, the idea was you were one guy against sort of 3 others vying to be captain and all that. So you have to fighting yourself or other people?
No, you have to. It's not a multiplayer thing. You have to dispose the captain of the team that's already there. It's very much a single player mode. You just start with one player. And you basically take him from the level where you start at in a reserve club. Like I started in a League One club, and because you create a player, you have to start in the reserves and work your way up. And it's very much a single player mode. You don't sort of compete with anyone else or even any other characters in the team. It's solely focused on you as a player.
Right.
But I understand Pro Evo does do something very similar. I haven't got the new Pro Evo, but I believe it has a very similar mode. I don't know. I didn't want to pay 40 quid again for another
2
game.
Football games.
Exactly, yeah, for 2 that are basically the same. But I would recommend, based on what I've played, I would recommend FIFA, because I think you can get it now for about 30 quid. Yeah,
certainly gone down a little bit. It's been out about 5 or 6 months now. So
yes,
as they do,
and as a result, it sort of voids my review because it's not really it's already come out. But yeah,
well, it's the newest football game out there. So if they've just got a next gen system and they're looking for a football game, it's probably the best one on the market still.
I would say so. Yeah, I would say
It's
so.
a late recommendation that someone may be looking for a football game, and you're the man to direct them
Well,
in the right direction.
I was torn. Since Pro Evo's been good, I've enjoyed Pro Evo, and I would still buy. I've got a Wii as well, so I would buy Pro Evo on the Wii because they've altered the controls specifically for that. But on the next gen consoles, in terms of the PS3 360, I would now go for FIFA. I think that's probably a better game. As I say, I can't be certain. But according to critics and everything, and everyone I've spoken to, they're about equal now. But I would just about on price wise and for the features and the constant updates that you receive from Xbox Live or the internet, I would go with FIFA probably.
Cool. Anything else you've picked up recently?
I've been talking for a while, so I will just run through a couple. I picked up Call of Duty World of War today. Again, not a new game. I think that was released in, someone help me, November. Ish.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
And that's great fun. It's very, very difficult, even on the easiest setting. Very, I suppose, in that sense, almost quite realistic. You have to be very careful. You poke your head around the wall and shoot these Japanese at the minute. I've got onto the sniping level. You start as a Russian. It's only the third level. There's people that actually enjoy games will understand. But I have bought it today. But I'm enjoying that tremendously, and I will play through that over the next couple of weeks and let you know how that goes. But that's also very good.
Cool.
The other game that I highly recommend, Xbox 360 week this is for me, is Left 4 Dead, and this is probably the most fun I've had on any game. It's a first-person shooter where you are a survivor of a zombie apocalypse, and you have to fight your way through various hordes of zombies, including special zombies with abilities that aren't possessed by ordinary plebs. And pleb zombies, plombies, and
the Horde.
Yeah, and you fight your way through to an extraction point, and you complete the game, and that is fantastic. There's more news coming about that later in the pod. Stay tuned.
Forward to that.
Okay, Matt, you want to go next?
I shall, yes. Well, I'll take that Left 4 Dead segue, and that's something I've been playing. Did a bit of that online with Liam last night. Excellent fun. Brilliant multiplayer where you're pitted as the survivors against the zombies. Each human... what am I saying? Each team is controlled by human players. So you've got a human team playing as the survivors and a human team playing as the zombies, trying to kill each other and stop each other from reaching the end of the level. And that alternates between rounds, and you start as a random special infected. It's the boomer, smoker, hunter, and then your job is to stop the survivors from reaching the end, or if you are the survivors, to reach the end without being stopped, which is excellent fun, and greatly looking forward to the news later, which will hopefully improve it.
As a piece of news,
Even
just
more.
quickly, that game has also come down in price, and I saw that on the shelf at a retailer in the UK. All retailers are available, including online, but that's 30. That's 30 quid now. I think that was either £29.99 or £32.99, and that is well worth the money.
That's an excellent.
Deal of the week.
It's an excellent price for that game.
Excellent price.
Brilliant.
What else have you been playing, Matt?
What else have I been playing? Well, I have been playing some Skate 2 recently. I'll try to be a bit more eloquent when I'm talking about this than I was talking about Left 4 Dead. I've just been trying to mop up the last few achievements in that of the main story mode. And so far I've been enjoying it. I've got a list of various good and bad points about that I think I'll run through. Skate 2, what's it about? It's mainly a skate simulator, rather than what Tony Hawk's is, which is more of a skateboarding game where you can perform amazing, death-defying moves across gigantic gaps and perform amazing tricks that would be impossible to perform in real life, whereas Skate 2 is more about doing tricks that you could actually do, that when you see skate videos, you could replicate that, and that's one of the features of Skate. The the skate reel, where you can take footage of what you've been playing. You can take about 30 seconds to about a minute of what you've just done in the game, and then edit that into your own skate video to try and show off to your mates and other people in the community how good you are at this game, because it does reward practice, and it's not like Tony Hawk's where you can just button bash and eventually your skater will get better. It's more about how you get better with using the controls. There's a lot of objectives in the game that you come across that are really quite difficult. I found them frustrating, and it takes you a while to learn how you can manipulate the controls to your advantage, because you're just thrown in with a lot of tricks. From the get-go, you've got every single trick you can do. Whereas in Tony Hawk's, you have to unlock them as you go along. Skate 2 just gives you everything, and then just gives you free reign to run around the city and do whatever the hell you like with the controls. And that possibly does fault it a little bit. That in this version, I understand that they've added a few more tricks to the flick it controls, which is the right stick, where you move the right stick in various combinations of up, down, down to the right, down to the left, scrape it around the bottom to do various tricks. But there's various things where you have to go from halfway up, slide that down, and then flick it up to the right, which is just very difficult. I found I was doing tricks that I didn't want to do, and there's various other variations that you can tweak that. If the basic tricks of heel flip and kick flip and pop shove, it's alright, but if you try to do something a bit more difficult, it's very hard to get those tricks right every single time. But
does that make the game any worse to play? Sorry, does that make? I mean, presumably, for beginners, I imagine that's quite difficult. You can't sort of pick up and play in the same way you could Tony Hawk's.
I'd say I hadn't played much of the original Skate. I'd only played it a couple of times, and I hadn't really got used to it then. But I'd say, given a decent sit down with the game, you do get used to it. You don't need to do all those various complicated variations of tricks. You can just get along fine with tricks that, like just doing a kickflip or a nollie or an ollie. I'd say its best moments are when you're just skating around enjoying the controls that you've been given, and not having to complete specific objectives and do specific tricks that you can't quite do, that take you a number of tries to do. It's just good fun to skate around, and because there's just a huge city open to you, that it's good fun to throw yourself off of ramps and see a set of rails or stairs and think, well, if I go from here down to there, I can kick flip onto there, I can flip round, I can grab onto there, I can grind down that, and you can just spend hours trying to get one line right, because it's just fun skating.
Did you play the original one?
No, only a couple of times in multiplayer.
All right. I was wondering if I mean, in the second one, is there enough of a tutorial such? Because
yes.
In the original one they were so precise with going, this is how you do these moves, because it's a brand new concept.
There's a build-up where you're trying to get to this person's skate park, where it's just essentially you skate along, and a bloke says, "Oh, do this," and then you do it. "Oh, ollie over that." Okay, if you press that button, you can grab, and that's basically introducing you to the new features they've got in. But it's very easy to get used to, very quickly.
Cool.
Yeah. There we go.
Would you say
anything else?
Would you say it's better than Tony Hawk's? If you had to pick one, if they were both, I don't know what prices are, but if you had to pick one, what would you spend your money on?
I do love the Tony Hawk's games. I think they're fantastic fun, but I think at the moment where Tony Hawk's has gone, it seems a bit outdated in its ideas. That I think Skate's doing something which is a lot more interesting and a lot more enjoyable, because even though it can be hard in points, it's when you get the controls right and it finally clicks, because you can have good days and bad days, and when you're having a good day and you just do tricks and you do amazing lines and you can spend ages and ages on an objective and not get it right, but when you finally do get it right, it's such a fantastic feeling that you think, I did that. That was all me. Nothing. It wasn't help from, because I didn't. It's not. I did that for so long that my skater got better. It's because you did it for so long, you got better. It's a.
So you feel the rewards are worth the frustration at
yes,
some points of the game.
It's much more fun. If you can't do something the first time, it's best just to leave it for a while and just enjoy the game that you've been given.
Right. Cool.
Cool. Well, the Tony Hawk's guys are having to bring it this time. Anyway, they've got a new one coming out later this year, I believe.
I'd say I prefer the older ones. Tony Hawk's 4 was pretty much the last one that I thought, yeah, that's amazing, that is.
Yeah, they've got to make some major changes, otherwise people are going to really get bored of it.
Yeah, I tried some of the Tony Hawk's slow-mo controls where you could move individual feet, but that just seemed... It took the pace out of the game, where you would slow right down and you'd flip the board, and you'd have to remember to move the other foot out the way, otherwise it would knock it, and then you'd fall over, and that was just annoying. Whereas Skate's flick-it controllers, it's less interactive, but more intuitive, I'd say.
Anthony, sorry, I think that's interesting. Quite interesting what you were saying. Like, designers need to make major changes to the games. We're finding a lot of games these days are becoming not ultra realistic, but certainly far more realistic than we've anticipated or experienced rather in the past. Is this a trend that you see continuing? That was real journalism. Come on, answer that question.
Yeah, that was very good. That was very. With some things, maybe. I mean, the sports games, you're always going to have the likes of Fifas and the Maddens and such, going for animation, going for movement, going for graphics. Graphics mainly is the main thing that sells these games. Because you can advertise them, you can show videos and stuff and trailers. So I imagine so, but I do think in terms of realism, we are very close to this generation anyway, very close to a point where I don't know where you can start improving things. You can probably make little subtle things, but I reckon with Tony Hawk's, for example, if they start going after the realistic route, I think they'll come undone. I think they do need to keep with the stupid over the topness. They just need to inject some freshness into it, and they have said that the new game coming out, there's going to be a peripheral that you'll get with it. They haven't said what it is.
Dear, oh dear, that's
some kind of Wii Fit board, I expect.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's all very well and good games going after the ultra realistic route, but it's always good fun to go back to games that are complete and utter fantasy.
Definitely, yeah, definitely.
There's always going to be that market, and there's always going to be a market for ultra realistic, and you've got to have that balance of games. You can't always go for, I want a game that's completely and utterly real. I don't want a simulation all of the time. I want something that's got a little bit ridiculous.
A little bit farcical, yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I think there's starting to be a backlash as well with things like GTA 4.
But
But
Skate 2 as well, there's the ridiculous element in that is the Hall of Meat, where it's essentially the feature where you have to try and break your skater just as much as you can by throwing him off buildings, him or her, and just breaking as many bones as you can, and doing certain things like breaking your groin on an object, and just trying to break 19 bones in one fall, and that's good. It takes it out of the ultra realistic nature of the game.
Cool.
That's pretty much all I've got to say on that, I think.
So, well, someone hasn't said anything, so it looks like we're going to turn to Mr. Anthony the Music for to find out what he's been playing. Presumably that is the other name on your passport, isn't it? Well, yeah. What have you been playing?
What have I been playing? Very recently, in fact, a couple of things. First of all, Street Fighter 4, which is out now by the time you listen to this. I presume whenever you listen to this, it certainly won't be out before. This won't be out before it's out, but yeah, Street Fighter 4. In terms of beat 'em ups, it's been away for a while. You've had the likes of Soul Calibur and Tekken and Dead or Alive and etc. come out, and none of them have really quite done it. They've tried different things, either going over the top, or they've tried to put real depth into it, and it just hasn't quite pulled off. Street Fighter 4, I'm going to say it now, from what I've played so far, is the best beat 'em up probably of all time. Probably.
Oh, that's an outlandish claim.
definitely of this generation. And if you like beat 'em ups in any way, go and buy it, because it's fantastic. First of all, the graphics are phenomenal. It's got like this kind of, it's 3D but made to look 2D, cartoony, cell shading thing going on, but it works great. The photos and videos don't do it justice whatsoever. Once you've got it on HD TV, it looks absolutely amazing. The animation's fantastic. It just feels, when you do a move, it actually feels like you're doing the move. And if you bring in combos, because I still remember playing Street Fighter 2 way back when, and they've kept a lot of the moves in and such, and you just pull these combos out, and it works really, really well. Yeah, so I mean, Namco have got Tekken coming on the way, and they've really got to step their game up if they're going to compete. I will say though that they have seemed to have gone down the route of trying to cater for casuals more, because in the old Street Fighter games you'd put it on easy, and if you were new to it you'd still lose all the time. But easy on this is very easy. The computer character doesn't attack or anything, so you need to go from medium onwards. But I mean, the story mode's fantastic. Soul Calibur didn't have a story mode really, but this has like anime style cutscenes, and even if you get the collector's edition, it even comes like with a Blu-ray film of an anime thing. I haven't watched it yet, but yeah, if you like beat 'em ups of any kind, get it. It's on PS3, 360, coming out soon on PC, I think.
I just got a quick question. I don't like beat 'em ups of any kind. Is it worth getting? That's just a personal thing, but is it? Would you recommend it to people who don't like to get into them? Is it a game that will get people into beat 'em ups?
Yeah. I mean, mainly because of its because some of the faults you'd have. It depends. What about beat 'em ups put you off whenever you play them?
It's the anarchic nature of the button bashing. And the
that's
complete
actually what Street
thoughtlessness.
Fighter's about.
In my opinion, it's the complete thoughtlessness that goes in to winning.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
it seems to be
In that
more-
case, you might have a chance for Street Fighter, because with something like Soul Calibur or maybe Tekken to it. No, not so much, but Dead or Alive definitely. Or Mortal Kombat as well. You could get through button bashing, and there wasn't really any thought to it. With Street Fighter, what's so great about it is that you learn ways to attack different opponents. So you'll know there's certain characters that you shouldn't jump up against because they'll have attacks to take you down. And through playing and learning and such, you really do feel like you're in complete control of the character. So you don't. I've never yet been frustrated with going, I didn't mean to do that move, or there's no cheap hits from the computer characters or human people, because it naturally flows.
Right, cool. I'll have to have a look then.
Yes, yeah. I'll definitely rent it if you. But definitely the best beat 'em up. Definitely the best beat 'em up.
Looking forward to getting that tomorrow. Yay!
Yes. Another thing that came out this week for 360, and 360 exclusive as well, which pissed off a few people, is the expansion pack to GTA 4, The Lost and the Damned, which is 1,600 Microsoft points. For that, just to rattle off the stats, just to say what you get quickly, you get a new chapter storyline with all new characters, and it lasts about 10 hours. I haven't finished it, I'm nowhere near finishing it, but it lasts about 10 hours, which is about a third of the normal game. You get loads of new cars, you get loads of new bikes, you get new music for your radio stations, you get new TV shows, you get new comedians on the comedy stages, you get new weapons. Brilliant. It's exactly how DLC should be. You get all these cheap things that come out, and Burnout's a bit to blame recently, where they're charging money for cars, individual cars. It's a bit of a rip-off, but this is how they should do it. It just feels like you're buying an expansion pack. If you were to buy a PC expansion pack, this would be 20 quid, say, and you get exactly what you pay for. The cutscenes are as great as in GTA 4. They've got new voice talent, and it's as if they've put as much effort into that as they did with the main game. So you're not getting some cheap knockoff. It's very cutscene heavy. I mean, the download itself is about 2 gigs. So to give you an idea of how much audio and video there is in that, especially as they're using the main, the city's exactly the same. The only criticism I will have so far. Oh, actually, another thing that's got 7 new multiplayer modes, but I haven't tried them out yet. But a criticism I would have is that because this is based on a biker gang, when you're travelling from place to place so far, so in the early stages anyway, it's very bike heavy, and I'm not fully convinced by the bike controls. The car controls and all that is absolutely fine, but I don't know about you, but with the bikes in the game, they're not quite there.
I
It
do
just
find
seems
them a little bit awkward at
Yeah.
times.
Well,
certainly the big-
as Matt mentioned last night, we were playing online and on GTA 4, and the bike physics seem to be slightly different. They seem to be easier to control because it's a bike-orientated game.
Yes, it's definitely improved a bit. It is definitely improved.
But you still feel
it's
not enough.
Yeah, I mean, later on, I'm presuming you'll get cars and stuff, and it'll be back to normal GTA. But because it's set around a bike gang, and you're playing the vice leader of this gang, all the missions so far have been you with 6 other people on bikes going to a place, killing a load of people, going back to your hideout and stuff like that.
I should point out that that's morally reprehensible
Sounds charming.
and illegal.
Yeah.
So don't do
It's
that.
fun though. It's fun though.
Don't say that.
The D-Pad podcast does not condone such acts of
It
violence.
does not condone murder or rape.
No,
Or drug-
I would
or
take,
drug
I would
peddling.
take that back. I never mentioned rape.
Yeah, well,
Is there any raping?
I'm just covering in case we get any letters.
Actually, spoiler. It's a little spoiler, but it's all over the news at the moment anyway. There's a cutscene which has a guy fully naked in it. So you got that to enjoy. And they actually animated the penis.
How do you mean actually animate
I'm
the
not-
penis? You mean it gets
Yes.
up and does a little dance?
No, it kind of...
Wiggles.
Wiggles about.
Do you,
It
reckon,
wiggles.
do you reckon they did like the white dot modelling? They did like like in the same way they did Gollum. Do you reckon they just stuck a guy in a suit and put all over his balls all over his penis?
Probably, but that's like... There's people on message boards who refuse to buy this DLC because it's got a cutscene with a penis in it.
Oh yeah, but that's
oh,
homophobe for you.
pussies.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've got a quick
can't
question.
stand
Do you
male
reckon?
nudity.
Do you reckon the basis on which? I mean, how soon? When was this released after GTA 4? How long's it been?
Nearly a year.
Would that suggest to you in that case that now they've got the game engine up and running in order to create a city, that we can look forward to it not being a million years until we get things like maybe another Vice City, or probably not San Andreas, because that game was just so big.
Well, you say that, but the time difference between Vice City and San Andreas was just 1 year between releases. So that in 1 year they managed to get from Vice City to San Andreas. So there's no reason why not. I mean, as far as DLC goes, they have said there is another pack. Again, it's 360 exclusive, but it's apparently towards the end of this year there's going to be another one of this size coming out.
Fantastic.
Which will add a ton. They're going down the Burnout approach, where they'll just add more and more content to this city they've already got, and then it'll just you'll never get bored of it, basically. 'Cause
Certainly, it
just
seems
adding
like a
new
really
things.
good way of doing it.
Well, I'm not bored of the city yet. I've finally got back into playing the campaign again. I've worked out a way I can actually see it on the telly I'm using, and I went
saw
back
a
into
poster,
play
a
it.
poster.
Yeah, and it's brilliant. I forgot how good it is. How it's unlike
It's
anything
impressive.
else, but it's phenomenal. For May last year, that it still feels fresh.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, definitely get it. They're the two main things. I just want to give a couple of shout-outs before I'm done to things I won't talk about in detail. But Flower on PS3, fully recommend it. If you've got a PS3 and PlayStation Network, download it. You'll love it. It's only £6. I won't say too much about it because that would spoil it. But just get it. Get Flower. The critics are right. And Fear 2, which Fear 2 it's an alright shooter. I like the first one a lot more. This one it's less gross. It's less scary and more just disturbing. Decent graphics, AI is as good as always, but it's still very much going through offices. And if you've played the first Fear, you'll know exactly what happens there. It's getting fairly dull. There's not a great storyline. And I tried to play online, and there's no one playing online at the moment, so don't even bother going down there. So that's definitely a rental. But that's what I've been playing recently.
Fantastic. We can wrap up part 1 then.
Excellent.
Okay. Right, yeah, that's it for segment 1. We'll see you for segment 2, where we'll talk about some LP YouTube stuff and gaming news and releases. See you then.
Bye.
Please come back.
Goodbye.
This is the D-Pad's musical sting. This is the D-Pad. Between the talking is the D-Pad. From us to you, this is the D-Pad. Now here's part 2 of the D-pad. Part 2 of the D-pad now.
Okay, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. I feel sorry for you for doing so, but we'll rattle on anyway. Segment 2 then. And first of all, we're going to talk about LPs and stuff. First of all, a couple of mentions. First of all, congratulations to Exit Tyler, who managed to make it to part 100 of Donkey Kong 64. I've never ever heard someone hate a game so much and get to 100 parts, so that is pretty damn impressive. And also thank you to Dark Minded Sif, who, like, about an hour before recording this, uploaded a video. And he's right, I do kind of look like the Scout from Team Fortress 2, but he's basically done a video where he's replaced the Scout from Team Fortress 2 with me.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yes.
I can imagine you running around now with a baseball bat.
It's only 5 seconds, but he's basically replaced the face with my actual face.
Amazing.
I'm going to find that now. Forget the podcast, I'm finding that now. Continue on without me for a couple of seconds.
No. So it's only 5 seconds. They'll watch it in the background. So thank you for that. Still doing Banjo-Kazooie. He's up to about. He seems to be neck and neck with me at the moment. It's kind of.
What, he's finished as well?
Finish it.
He's up to about
Sorry?
part.
Oh right, I see. Part for part, he's neck and neck with you, right?
Yeah, he's kind of on where I was at the same part. So it's gonna be interesting. He needs to start dying in Rusty Bucket Bay, otherwise I'm screwed. Let's just put it that way. But anyway,
it turns out he's a better gamer than you.
He is. I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, well,
it's true, but I don't want
I'm a
that to
better
happen.
gamer than you, so there's no.
On
there's no
some
shame
games.
being beaten by the
On
best.
some games.
On 2 out of 3, so statistically all games, because half rounds up to a whole. So
all I'll
games.
say is you don't want to face me on Street Fighter. That's all I'll say.
Definitely not.
Oh,
No.
hang on, I'm going to watch that again.
If you watched it, he's right. Okay, this is going way off.
Definitely.
I'm laughing to Matt's laugh. Matt, save this segment. LP and stuff.
Okay.
Oh, that's a sentence. That would do. Go.
LPs and Ting, go.
Go, okay, what's going on in the LP world? Well, I'd like to be very smug for a second because I have single-handedly restarted the LP scene. Woohoo! Go me! No one else?
Congratulations.
Well done, Matt. Well done.
Thank you. Durr, little Tim Henman arm thrust there. Come on, Tim! Thank you.
Tiger Tim.
Right, what's been going on in the LP world then? Well, there's quite a few people that have started again. M. Skunko, he's back semi-regularly doing, was it Super Mario World? Is that 1?
Yes.
Or is it 2?
There's only one.
There's only
what?
one?
No, there's only one. Yeah, the first Super Mario World. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I never played that originally.
And his
I'm
collection of
just
the
berries.
worst games of all time on the GBA.
Yep, that too.
Yes.
He hasn't done that for a while. Get back to that.
No, I wish
I
he
don't
would.
blame him, to be honest.
Some of those games were terrible. I couldn't stand Val Helsing for any length of time. Anyway.
Not as bad as Kokoto Platform Jumper. That's the worst game that's ever had an LP done of it.
That's terrible. Anyway, I should promote some people who, there's one person who's called Joe K. Smith, JoeKSmif, who is doing a Let's Play on Action Man Robotac, which is a GBA game. That's what it's called, Robotac.
Why?
Like
Don't speak
robots.
to him directly. Why?
It's robots and attacks combined because, what's he doing? Sorry, what was the question? I've forgotten.
No, my question was why he was doing it, but
Well, he
it was a
wants
rhetorical
12p.
question. He can't answer, so
Exactly.
it's all right.
Why did he do it? Because he wants to Let's Play it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's good enough reason.
It looks like a half-decent side-scrolling brawler that I tried to play for a bit and couldn't get very far in because I'm not very good at it. So we'll move on from that. He seems to be alright with it. He's in one of the latest parts, he's just been punching a T-Rex in the face. That's one of the boss battles where he just punches a T-Rex in the face.
What, first
Brilliant.
person?
I reckon that's even more glamorous than you make it sound as well.
But there was a
Do you
bit
like
where
Fight Night?
a little bit, yeah. No, it's not. It's sort of side on. So he's running
Alright.
sideways sort of across the screen. There's a bit where he was riding up
So
a
he's
volcano.
fighting. He's punching a T-Rex in the face.
Yeah, barefisted. He plays
How
as
tall
Action
is this
Man.
person?
Huh?
How tall is this
He's about
action
half
man
the
for
size
him
of the
to be able to
T-Rex.
punch
It's
the
not to
T-Rex?
scale. I was like,
No, it's like Jurassic Park. They ran out of budget, so when they were making the dinosaurs full scale, they went, "Well, we can't do that. We've got a fifth of the budget. We're gonna have to make them a fifth of the size."
exactly. And we won't have any cool just running away. We'll just have Sam Neill punch him in the face.
I've watched that for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Someone's got to do that at some point. Anyway, other recommendations. Visman42's got back into Let's Playing. He's doing.
I haven't seen this yet.
He's doing a Let's Play of The Sims 1, and from the sound of it, when you say, "Oh, he's Let's Playing The Sims," it doesn't sound very promising. But I think only Visman42 could turn it into the fried gold that it is. It's incredible how good he makes that game. How good he Let's Plays it. It's amazing that it's indescribable. So just go and watch it and subscribe because he's excellent.
It is a good
for the
Let's Play.
record. For the record, and this is normally a good sign. When I heard that he was doing The Sims, after about a minute thinking about it, I wish I'd done that because that is an absolute genius move.
It is.
Because it's
so much happens.
It's such
in
a
The
pointless game that it's
just so many irrelevant
much,
things happen. Like in the first day, he befriended a paedophile lookalike. Someone came into his house and broke his sink. He got burgled and he slept all the way through it.
Sorry. He met a paedophile lookalike.
Yeah, someone who looks like a paedophile.
Right. Okay. Well, let's
someone who looked like Gary Glitter.
Let's address it. Let's address this. Right. Firstly, what do paedophiles look like, and who in the world is going around dressing up like a paedophile? So they just wear just long coats, just long like flasher coats.
No, it's sort of like a very suave-looking, slightly greased back hair, tiny little moustache, slightly
French butler.
over too much fake tan. That sort of "hello, little boy," that guy. Not quite the.
Oh
not
no!
quite the,
Yeah, no, you're right. That
more
is the traditional
suave
paedophile look. Yeah.
Not quite the greasy train station paedophile. More the more suave upmarket paedophile that would drive by in his Let's.
The upmarket paedophile. That's amazing.
The businessman paedophile.
No one has ever
by,
described
playgrounds.
a paedophile as upmarket. That's amazing. Yeah, he peaks on school children, but only at public schools.
Yeah. There are levels of paedophilia, you know. Anyway,
yeah, all of them.
Anyone else?
All of them.
Go on,
hard to
Neil.
explain. Watch it. Another one is Mousy Land. No, is it Lad? Mousy Land. I still haven't.
You've never got this right.
I still
You've
haven't
never got
corrected
this
it.
right.
It's Mousy Land, and he's doing a Let's Play of Fallout 3, which he's doing it excellently. It could be incredibly boring, just going on running over here, but he finds humour in the ordinary. He's in the same way that Tritex 3 was Let's Playing Zelda, where it's a game that we all knew so familiar. It was so familiar to all of us, and he's just found things in it that we'd never seen before, and that's what Mousy Land's doing with Fallout 3. It's excellent, absolutely brilliant. Go out and check him.
Cool.
I think that's pretty much it for my recommendations at the moment.
Excellent.
Anyone else?
Anything?
Oh no, you did yours, didn't you? I'll show.
I've done mine. It's your turn.
Can I go? I've only got two. They're
That's
very
right.
good. I should explain. I'm a very self-centered person. I come first. I had this thought today. Who would I save from my friends in a burning building? And I like to think that I'd run out and see who saved themselves, and those people, in a similar way,
Deserve to survive.
basically, yeah. If they can't be bothered to save their own lives, then they certainly don't deserve to be my friends. So what I did, on that basis, along that train of thought, I looked for Let's Players who had done the games that I'm doing.
Right.
I did a one-off video. You tagged me in a 100 video type thing, and I did a reply to that as a Sonic 2 video. Sonic 2, Sonic and Knuckles, for me is the best side-scrolling platformer of all time. That's just a personal opinion. Most 90% of the people like Mario. I preferred Sonic. Sorry, but Armageddon Time, ARMAGIDEON Time, as you'd expect to spell it, has done a Let's Play of Sonic 2 drunk. Now, most of us, when we go to the pub or get home from a club or whatever, after we've had a few beers, we might watch Babecast, not that I do. We might try and buy something on Bid Up TV, or we might call ex-girlfriends or boyfriends. You know, can't discriminate against sexuality. But we all do different things when we're drunk, or we might sort of fall asleep in front of a toilet bowl full of your own puke and bile. But
I used to fall asleep in front of was it the Mint? What was it? There's
Oh,
like
no.
some
yeah,
quiz thing on
the
TV.
late night game shows, yeah, quiz call and
Yeah.
all that. Oh,
Those
we
are
did.
excellent
I've
when
done
you
that
do
as well. I've called up them. We got it wrong. One of the answers on that, incidentally, whilst we're doing it, it was the answer. They ask you to put a word with a word they've already got. So it was head something, and you would imagine
Right.
things like so it would be like head teacher or head boy.
Headache.
Headache, yeah, is a good one. One of the answers was head cleaner. I literally
that's
cannot
just-
imagine what that is. But this
That's
guy,
just a
Armageddon
flannel.
Time, right? He's come in from the pub and he's done Sonic 2 whilst drunk. So go and check that out.
Good.
Armageddon Time. Go back and listen to me spell it. The other one is Metroid Junkie 2007. Junkie spell I-E. Metroid Junkie 2007 has also done a Let's Play of Metroid Prime, which I'm halfway through, very slowly halfway through getting through mine. And it is amazing. It's a guy with obviously no self-awareness and a totally sheltered life. So if you want to go and laugh at someone who's not as socially fortunate as yourself, if you put into YouTube Metroid Prime Let's Play Part 3, you might have the most fun. I think it's about between 7 or 10 minutes. Can't remember exactly what it is. I mean, if you really just want to sit there and laugh at someone in a Jeremy Kyle-esque way, go and watch that video. It's amazing. Metroid Junkie 2007, Metroid Prime Let's Play Part 3. Go and watch that. Very, very funny.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Okay, so that's the YouTube updates and LP stuff and all that, which has been single-handedly revived by Matt Maloney apparently.
The LP demigod
Congratulations.
himself.
Yes, allegedly.
I am.
Moving on.
Self-declared. Zing!
He is. Dance. I've lost my train of thought.
Neil
Yes,
deGrasse
let's move on from YouTube stuff to gaming stuff, because it's kind of, we do sort of a weird mix of gaming and YouTube, so let's separate them and then get to the gaming side now. First of all,
Cool.
some gaming news. It is cool, yeah. I want to leave my big rant until right at the end, so I'll leave that one to the end. But to start with, someone has basically, as you know, there's retailers in the US, and they get told in advance things that are coming out, normally from representatives. And apparently, representatives from EA and Activision have leaked out to, I can't remember which retailer it is, but to a certain retailer, some stuff that's coming out this year that hasn't been announced. So take this with a pinch of salt. But just to go over them quickly, I don't know if anyone here has any opinions of anything.
Shoot.
Okay, as they've announced, there's a
Boo.
DJ Hero coming out, which is
No.
um,
Guitar Hero, yes.
no.
I know what.
Guitar Hero Rock Band,
no interest?
yes. DJ Hero, no.
I know one person
Shit.
that would like DJ Hero, and I only know him off YouTube, so no, DJ Hero. DJing, unless you're so good at it, is just a cop-out of music.
Apparently it's coming out in July, and the accessory has 3 coloured buttons, a turntable, and a fader on it.
Yeah,
Probably
I
going to be
expect so.
150 quid like the other stuff.
Well, it's not like Guitar Hero where guitars are actually, you need some skill to actually learn to play it. But DJ Hero, it sounds like if you're going to play DJ Hero, chances are you've got the skill to be a DJ. So why play a game of it? Why not just play why not actually DJ? Why not get some turntables?
And it all just sounds like a
Mix and
massive
crack.
cop-out anyway. How far into our lives are they going to move
Yeah.
this? Dress yourself, Hero. Insert a CD into a CD tray and close it, Hero.
They're getting close with DS games. There's some really bad. There's like, imagine you have a child.
Oh,
and
is
games
that the
like
one with
that.
the Islam is a light
What?
message? Islam is a light. There's a game. I think it's made. No, it's not made by Hasbro. There are various Hasbro products that have been saying Islam is a light, but it's a game where if you give the baby a bath, it says the phrase Islam is a light, or it could just be a gurgle that sounds.
I
like
still don't know what you're
Islam is a
saying.
light.
It sounds like Islam is a light.
Islam is the light is the alleged
Oh, right.
phrase, and I think it's just mainly white middle class American paranoia.
I suspect so.
It was, some mother found her daughter playing it and was horrified and immediately contacted the press, which is what everyone in the modern world does when we're
Look up the
horrified.
answer in a dictionary, Hero.
So it's a no from people. It's no from people here for DJ Hero then.
No,
Oh,
Is it?
you can probably
Okay,
bust
that's
that
out in July,
out, Hero.
I can. I think I'll save my how ridiculous amount of money that they're going to ask for that game for.
What do you fancy,
something
Burger
decent.
King or McDonald's, Hero? Did you see? It just like once.
That'd be
once you
great
start,
working in
it just
McDonald's.
goes, doesn't it?
It's making money, so they have to.
There's more
they
to
have
that,
to keep.
consumers.
Talking of which, apparently there's, as people know who like Guitar Hero, there's Guitar Hero Metallica coming out in the next month or so.
Not interested in that.
Apparently they are working on a new one coming out just a few months afterwards, but they haven't announced it. They don't know who the band is, because that's not very interesting. There's going to be a second Lego Indiana Jones game. Who knows what they're basing that on, because there's only one other film they haven't touched yet.
Indy 4. That's just going to be it. It's all just going to be aliens in the end. It's going to be really good up until about the last half an hour, and then it's just going to get ridiculous.
You spoilt it.
Haven't you seen it yet?
People have. No, I've seen it, but I'm just saying that these people might not have.
Well,
just
put a spoiler
just
go
warning
and
then.
watch it.
Bleep
Edit
it
in the
out.
spoiler warning.
I can't be asked if you haven't
It's
seen
definitely
it.
not. It's definitely not.
It's like Murder
Star
on the
Wars-
Orient Express. Murder on the Orient Express. Everyone's done it, and it's like The Sixth Sense. Bruce Willis is a ghost. Everyone knows that. This is the internet.
no.
You forget, Anthony. We all know everything.
Moviespoiler.com if you'd like to send me some money.
Exactly.
Star Wars Battlefront 3 is apparently still alive, but won't be out until next year. It's apparently not being made by Free Radical anymore, but made by, is it Rebellion? The people who did the PSP ones. So it's not going to
I
be
have no
quite as
idea
awesome,
what that
I
game is.
imagine,
Is
which
it,
a
what is
shame.
it?
Have they
Strategy-wise.
Well,
I
Battlefront.
mean,
have they delayed
genre-wise.
that until? Do you think they've delayed that because of Halo Wars?
No.
'Cause if
No, they delayed it because Free Radical were working on it, and because Free Radical had to be bought out by Crytek because they went under, or were about to go under. Activision took the license away from them, so they had to get a new developer to work on it.
fair dues.
It probably wouldn't have been ready till end of the year anyway. It's basically Capture Point. Have you played?
Haven't played a
Battlefield
lot
Bad
of
Company
computer
or
games,
any
but I don't know what I'm doing here, in all honesty.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair.
Also, it's
All
got
right,
like
okay.
the RTS. Oh, I got confused, and I thought it was like an RTS, but
You
is
got
it
me-
like a?
No,
You got
no.
me here on the
Third
principle
It's a
we're
massive
going to talk about Christian Bale
battlefield
and his
thing.
rant, and Carol Thatcher calling a gollywog doll.
We're getting to that. We're getting to that. No. Oh,
What?
fuck. Oh, don't swear.
I just
can
said
swear.
gollywog. I see.
Oh yeah, we've done that. No, we didn't even. We didn't even do that. This is going downhill.
Quick,
Never
do a
mind.
knob joke and then we'll run off.
Do you want to talk about left? do you want to talk about Left 4 Dead for a
people
moment?
on,
Lee?
speaking of leaving things, I left people on tenterhooks earlier. Yes. We were. I can't remember what I said, but basically there's some downloadable content coming out for Left 4 Dead soon. Those who have bought the game, there are 4 campaigns, only 2 of which are available on Versus mode. The other 2 coming out in spring, which I think is about rumoured to be April, but certainly in the next few months. They are going to unlock the other 2 maps on the game. Death Toll and Dead Air are going to become available to be played on the Versus mode online. And also, there's a brand new mode called Survival Mode. Now, I'm not sure about this, but Anthony, you've got a theory on what this might be.
Well, yeah, they haven't announced especially what it is, but all they've said is there's going to be like about 20 areas that you take part in. I imagine they're recycled parts from the main 4 campaigns, probably the most memorable parts of those campaigns, and I reckon it's just going to be, in Chapter 5 where
Sieges.
you just basically take on,
I
imagine it's
just going to be Gears of War 2 Horde. That's all it's going to be. And
It
then
might-
between
yeah,
Gears
that
of War
might
2
work.
Horde and the Nazi zombie mode in COD World at War.
true.
Something between
I
there.
suppose that the reception of Horde's been so positive that they
Let's-
probably have gone down
let's
that
be honest,
route,
it's free,
just 'cause
though, so
know
they
that a
can't
lot
do
of
much
people liked
wrong.
it. Yes,
That's the
Exactly.
important thing. There's a couple of other games. Dead Rising
Beggars
2
can't be
has been
choosers.
announced. There's a teaser trailer, I believe, going up. Is that either this week or next? It's been
Well, the
That's-
teaser
Oh,
is
trailer's
it?
already out there. It's not. Well, yeah, it's on. Well, if you look on YouTube and
It
gaming
went out, it was
sites,
like a
it's-
camcorder.
Guess who's done their
recording the telly,
research?
And
yeah.
This was going great.
Well done.
Yeah, so that's going to be available on PS3, 360, and PC, but it's not likely to come out properly until next year. All the details that we know, and by we, guess who's been passed this bulletin over the desk? It's going to be set in a Vegas-style rip-off, and that's
Fortune
City.
City.
There you go. There's your answers. Fortune, Vegas, Win a Fortune, etc. Gambling's morally
that's
reprehensible
all we
as well.
know.
Also, on my zombie triple, Resident Evil 5 is due at the beginning of next month on the 13th. No, it is March. Yeah, I've written the date down wrong. The 13th of March, which is a brand new game. There's trailers all over the internet for that, so go and watch it. And that looked like it's going to be
Demos
amazing.
up on Xbox Live and PlayStation
Already?
Network.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been out for ages.
Go and download it. You're such a fan. You've
Oh
already
yeah,
played it. Don't
I
you remember?
took that heart pill that was topical, and I forgot all my memories. See, I'll get
Oh no.
I'll get all
Oh,
my news
well
and
done.
shit on you. Current affairs, yeah. So
Mention
Couple
something
of-
about the racist claims of Resident Evil 5.
No.
helicopter went down in the
no.
North Sea. That's pretty amazing. Right. Another.
You realise if people listen back to this, when the nuclear apocalypse happens and
And they're
the
watching your
survivors
kitchen
are searching
videos.
through the various remnants of the internet, they'll come across this and this will be completely outdated.
But earlier in the pod
They'll-
they'll have heard the
they'll
reference to
listen to
Apocalypse
that- to
Kitchen,
that,
and they'll know where to look for food. So don't worry about it.
Yeah.
They'll
YouTube-
hear your
YouTube.
comment about a helicopter landing in the sea and they'll remember better times as they're munching on roasted rats.
Amen to that. So that's me done pretty much. That's me done.
Cool. One quick thing, and then I'm going to go into a very small rant. First of all, my favourite time of the year is always E3. I love E3.
Yay!
It's like a gamer's heaven. We know it's out in June, but basically we've got an idea of when in June, because Microsoft announced that their 360 showcase, where they basically for an hour go, this is why you own a 360, where they announce loads of stuff, is the 1st of June. But my big rant is going to be about the new DSi, which has been given a date and price in Europe. April the 3rd it comes out, so only 2 months, and not even that actually, a month and a half until your brand new DS comes out. It's going to be available in black and white. The US are getting blue as well for some reason, don't know why. My gripe is this: bear in mind that in the UK the DS Lite, which is the current iteration, is $99.99, right? They've given this a price of $149.99. It's £50 more. It's more expensive now than an Xbox 360. It's close to being the price of a Wii. This is for a handheld DS.
And am I right in
because
thinking that they've taken the backwards compatibility with the Game Boy Advance off?
Yes, and current compatibility with some stuff as well.
So with
just go.
normal DS SD cards.
Yes, yeah. Basically, it's 12% thinner, slightly larger screens. The battery life's gone down apparently by about a third, so it doesn't last as long. It's got an SD card slot. It's got can have exclusive DSi games. This is their main selling point. It's got a 0.3 megapixel camera on it.
Are you serious?
Oh wow! I'm gonna go out and buy one right
0.3,
now.
Did I hear that right?
I really want my
0.3.
my treasured memories of family holidays to be all pixelated and blurry.
Well, you
Just use
guys
your
are lucky
camera
because my
phone.
camera
I don't know
phone
why
only
you-
has
why you-
4 pixels in total on it. I don't know about anything like that. Exactly, yeah.
I just have
blocked.
one giant pixel. On
One
my
pixel, yeah, that's
phone.
amazing.
Just poof. It's just
Black.
white, black, red. I don't know. I just club them
I don't know
together
if
and make my
if
own
Nintendo
pictures.
can be blamed for your gripe. I think there's more of a serious economic point. The DS came out, the DS Lite, whatever, came out before the economic, which really is a crisis. So what happens is the plummet,
Yes.
the fall in the value of the pound means that whilst they can't, you can't price, you can't up a price of an existing product that's already on the market, whereas a new product is always going to be more expensive anyway. But I think the fall in the pound means that it has got a little bit extra on it. So I think
Right, I'm in the store at the moment, okay? Because they're continuing the DS Lite as well. The DS Lite is £100. This is £50. It's more, and the difference is it has a 0.3 megapixel camera.
and less
And a shorter
Sell
battery
it. Sell
life.
it. Yes. Yes.
No,
sell it
no,
to
I
me.
can't.
Go
I
on.
can't. I'm just
Try
saying
and
your
sell
gripe
me that.
about the money is so it's probably to do with the markets and the
I'm-
currency exchanges topical. Then I'm.
I'd say
True.
ignore the gripe about the money and just get on to what the product is, which is they're saying it's an upgrade and they're taking so many features off.
Yeah. The biggest thing is, as you said, is the GBA slot, which you could play GBA games. But not only that, some games on the DS need the GBA slot. Guitar Hero, for example, on the DS needs the GBA slot to play the Guitar Hero game, and you can't play it anymore because the DSi doesn't have that. So some DS games won't even work. But I just, if you've got a DS Lite, I can see no reason why you would upgrade, because there's 100 million of them out there. So I don't know why you would then go and buy DSi.
I can't imagine that the DSi games are going to be that fantastic either. It's just going to be those
No.
third-party pieces of crap.
You play Deal or No
Just
Deal on the
mini-games
DS. It's
involving a
amazing.
camera. iToy.
Mini games that you've played for years and years, and they've just put a little bear in to make it appealing.
Anyway, you can record 10 seconds of video as well. But
10?
never mind.
10
generous.
seconds.
Never mind. Anyway, that's that. Very, very quickly, I just want to go over the new releases. Just be a second. Coming out today as you're listening, but coming out tomorrow as we record. The main ones are, shout if you're going to get it or interested. Dawn of War 2 on the PC.
Played the first
Street
one,
Fighter 4.
not that interested in the second one.
That's cool. Street Fighter 4
Rent.
on 360 and PS3.
Definitely going to get it.
50 Cent Blood in the Sand, which I've seen reviews for and apparently is very good.
That looks
Is it just the
insane.
opposite of
It's apparently
Resident Evil 5? You're a black guy killing white people. Just to boil it down to the
It's
basic
50
race
Cent.
argument that exists.
No, it's 50 Cent and the whole of G-Unit going against an entire third world nation to get back a
Mate,
crystal
I'm
skull.
buying that. Sorry, if that's the plot, I'm
And you
buying
fly
it.
in
You're
helicopters,
buying it.
armoured vehicles with high-powered automatic weapons, and just blow everything up,
You've sold me on it.
beat
You've
up
sold
people.
me on it.
It looks amazing. I don't want to buy it, but it looks so intense, and I want to play it. It looks
Steal it,
so
steal it then.
insane.
Also out on Xbox 360, Race Pro, made by the guys who did GTR. On 360 and PS3, you've got Sega Mega Drive Ultimate Collection, which I definitely want to get because you get 48 games for
Less than
£30.
£1 a game. That sounds like good value
More
to
of
me.
a
Where can you
bargain than the orange box.
Yes. Disgaea 3 on PS3 as well. Not as much out next week. The main things, the very main things,
No.
Halo Wars,
Meh.
Killzone 2.
I would, but that's
Can't play
PS3.
it
And-
PS3.
But I would get that. I did enjoy the first one.
Yeah. And on Wii, Dead Rising. Shop until you drop. I think
Is
it's
that
called.
is that a spin-off
Not
or
really
is that
worth
just
it.
a,
Remake.
Played it.
a version of the original?
Shop until you drop.
It's a port
it-
to the Wii,
yes.
where they've, because of the graphical capabilities of the Wii, it means that there's going to be less zombies. Whereas in Dead Rising on the Xbox 360 and was it on the
There's
PS3?
more. No.
All right. Well, was it on the PC?
No.
All right.
I don't
So
think
on the Xbox 360, you had hordes and hordes and hordes of zombies, and on the Wii, because of its processing power, it's just going to be a lot less. It's not going to be
to
as
be fair,
intense or scary or.
To be fair, it's a lot better than it was. When they first showed it, it was about 5 or 6 zombies on the screen at any time.
That's pathetic.
They've got it right up now. It's it's motion controlled.
I think they sorted
stuff
out
as
some of
well.
the saving gripes as well.
Yes, yeah. You
So-
have more than one save file, and you don't have time limits anymore. You
Could
get
be
as
one
long as
for
you
me
want
then.
to do each mission.
Well,
Definitely. If you haven't played Dead
my
Rising,
initial gripe at
get
that, I retract it. There we go. My initial
So
gripe
that's a
and
purchase for
outburst,
Matt.
I retract officially.
Anyway, that will do us for segment 2.
Yes.
Join us for segment 3, when we'll be looking at your feedback and questions, which you didn't know you were sending to this podcast.
We
but
fooled
did.
you.
Yeah.
See you then. Bye.
Ah,
We'll see you then.
clever.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Podcast, this is a podcast. We're gonna talk some stuff about computer games starting now.
Okay, welcome back to part 3 of this podcast, which is feedback and questions from you, the viewers and listeners of the LPs and podcasts. See what I did there? Now, I believe you don't realise you've done this, but you've submitted questions through me to the podcast. So in the Tomb Raider part, what I did was ask for questions to do in the LP. I'm not going to do that. I've gone through that. I've said I've lied and all that, but let's just get on with it. For future podcasts, if you send them to our email address, don't do channel comments, don't do page
Wait,
comments,
but we don't have an email address, do we?
Oh yes, we
do.
Do we?
We do now.
Oh, what's
we
the
do
email
now.
address so I can send all my feedback, my lovely, delicious feedback?
Num num num
Please
num
do.
num feedback.
The email address is.
Hold on, wait. I
Pad-
need a pen. Hold on. Let me
Well, let them
me
get
get
a pen.
time to
Well,
get
they
a
can
pen.
pause
Get a
this.
pen.
You can
Pause the
pause this.
podcast. Get a pen. Come back with a bit of paper.
I didn't think about
Write
that.
it down.
It's also on the website as well.
I didn't think about that. There's a website. Amazing.
I've mentioned. Oh, I haven't mentioned. Okay, it's all in the link anyway. You would be at the website to get this podcast, so you must know where you are.
Yeah, maybe. I'm
You
just being
fool,
hugely
Liam.
self-aware. Come on.
It's d-pad.
Wait, pause the podcast at this point and go get a pen.
Unpause it now because it's paused, so time doesn't matter. d-pad@hotmail.co.uk. Recognise the .co.uk, not .com. And yes, it's Hotmail because it's free and I ain't earning money from this.
I am.
So, well, you're not giving me any to do an email address, so I'm gonna have to use freebies, aren't I? Like with the website, which is of course the d-pad at. No, I'm doing an email address now. The d-pad.webs.com. But you're there anyway.
I managed to
put in your
negotiate a
favourites.
fee with
You'll never
Tesco
have to remember
as
it
long as I
again.
mentioned their lovely sandwiches. Packeted
On
sandwiches.
what?
I got a fee with Tesco's as long as I mentioned their lovely packeted sandwiches.
Which one in particular?
Cheddar. No, not cheddar. Caesar chicken. They do a lovely Caesar chicken wrap. Very nice.
So yes, Tesco's is that? How much do they normally do that for?
They gave me £3 for that mention and a free sandwich, which bunks it up,
So you got it free.
it up to a £5. But no, that was
That's
well
not
worth
bad.
it.
That's not bad. We're going to do a 15-minute warning now, which is basically, again,
Don't
not
call
a
it
rip-off of
that.
any podcast in particular. But for 15 minutes, we're going to go through all the questions you submitted and just answer as many as possible. Matt's got the timer. As soon as we get to 15 minutes, we'll do the old mastermind
Right.
we started, so we finished. Once we've done that, we all go home, we go to bed, we get on with our lives, and we pretend this never happened. Are we ready?
Yep, who's going to go first?
Shotgun,
Do
not
you want
me.
to go
You're reading.
first, Anthony?
Well, me. I'll go
Yeah,
first. Then,
lovely.
all right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Right.
We better go then.
Yeah. Have you started the time?
Not yet. I'm going to wait until the first question, okay?
Oh, for God's sake, just
Okay.
go, man. Just
Okay,
go.
ready? And
Right.
time starts. Wait for it, wait for it.
Yeah.
Now!
How did you come up with your username?
It's my name with present at the end because that's what I'm doing. I'm presenting. Done! Next.
The first letter is the first letter of my name. The next bit is my last name. My 11 is my house number, and 88 is my year of birth. Not my approval. Not my approval of the SS.
There you go.
And mine, I've mentioned this in the tag video, but the music, it was and is still one of my favourite bands. And I just use their name. It's been about 6 or 7 years that I've used it, and the X was at the beginning because when I signed up to Xbox Live, someone had the music, so I put X at the start for Xbox, and then that's kind of carried on ever since, really. Next.
Alright, I'll go next. This is from In You Yas Hat Hattie Flosion.
Can you
Don't
read?
ask me how to...
Can you read?
Well,
Because this is not the first time you've had trouble.
INUYASHATY Flosion. I don't know how to say.
Doesn't matter. They know you. They know. They
It
know
doesn't
you.
matter.
They mean you.
He said, or she said, do you have an idea for your next LP? Gentlemen?
Go on, Liam. You go first.
I'll probably do. I've
Metroid?
literally no fucking idea. Well, I've got to finish. Yeah. The plan is I'm going to do all 3 of Metroid. Of the
Cool.
new Metroid, of the new generation of Metroid Prime series. Eventually, that'll take a few years.
Once I've done Tomb Raider, I'm hoping to start on, because they're a similar kind of thing, the Prince of Persia's. I don't know which one. Probably the newest one, because it's a fantastic game.
I think I may do Lilac Wars because I've been planning it for a while, and maybe Pocket Bomberman.
Cool.
Good call.
Liam.
I've got a question. 143419 guy says chicken or egg. What came first?
Chicken.
Sorry?
Chicken.
Yeah, it's for sake of argument, chicken.
No, you're incorrect. It's egg. That was the right answer. The next
But you
question
said
is...
chicken.
It's egg. You need something to create the egg, and that thing is a chicken. You need
No,
something...
it's not. The chicken came out of the egg, which was created by something that's not chicken. It's a basic
No,
principle
you
of
don't just
evolution.
have... You don't... It didn't go fish, lizards, a lizard laid an egg, and then...
No,
there's a
what we're
chicken.
talking about is a minor genetic change from something that is... I'm not talking a fish.
You had a
gave
single
birth to
cell
an egg
organism
and a chicken
that then
came
went
out.
into
What
tissue,
the fuck am I
and then
doing?
that tissue
I'm
went
on
into
land.
a more
How
complex
did this
organism,
happen?
And that
listen,
organism
listen.
was
Don't turn
before
this into
the
Jeremy
egg.
Cole. Don't turn this into Jeremy Cole, right? Listen to my explanation, right?
No.
An animal which had a slight genetic difference to what we know as a modern chicken gave birth, created an egg, and from that egg came an animal that was not what its mother was. It had a minute difference in its genetic code, and that animal was what we know as a chicken. So the egg that bore the chicken came first. So the answer's the egg. Okay.
If
Next
you go
question.
all the way back,
No,
No,
that's the
no.
answer. That's the answer.
it's
So,
chicken. You're outvoted,
You
here,
just-
and unfortunately,
listen, right,
for the
when-
sake
when
of
Richard
for the
Roll
sake,
always
his
wins.
emails in, okay, he'll agree with me because that's right.
you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong.
Get on with
and
it.
you're a
Get
liar
on with
and a
it.
twat.
Okay, next question comes from Kitty Katie Cat, and she basically asks, innie or outie? Now,
Innie, I'm not a freak.
I assume this
Innie.
is talking about belly buttons, and as of you guys, but I think there's other things that we can go into with this.
oh, true, true.
I can't think of anything.
Some
off the top
stuff's
of my head,
outy,
which
some
means it's
stuff's
not really
innie.
funny, but yeah, some stuff's innie like holes, and some stuff outy like stalactites. So, but we'll go with the belly button thing, and I'll say innie as well. So none of us are freaks.
So you weren't talking about genitalia then?
No, I don't think that you can describe genitalia in such a juvenile way. But I think innie and outie is so juvenile it doesn't even count. Are you a willy or a fanny? I think that's about as childish as you can get.
Yeah.
X,
pretty
have
much.
you got any questions, please? Who
Okay,
won?
this is from Dark as the Night 06. Would you rather eat rotten shark fin or a mole?
Mole.
I mean, I'm presuming it's the animal rather than some stuff you get on your
I
face.
think rotten shark fin is a delicacy somewhere. I think they're both legitimate foods, but I'd probably eat a
Oh,
mole.
but imagine eating a mole. Oh, it looks so sweet and velvety.
I think
Oh,
James
lovely.
May ate rotten shark fin on the F word. I think that's where they've got that from, and presumably someone else did mole. But
Doesn't that make you
How
vomit?
would you eat it? How would you want it served? How would you want the mole served?
Lightly cooked. Skinned, lightly cooked.
Or just whole?
Brie.
Or just the...
No, I'd like selective cuts of mole.
I'd like
All right.
I'd like it suckling like a pig.
Ooh, that would be lovely.
A mole biting a really small apple.
More like, you know, those little weird orange fruit you get in restaurants with the pudding that you never eat, with the weird leaves and dried stuff on the top.
No.
You know. Oh, you must have seen those. The weird little fruit.
A weird orange fruit. What? An orange?
No, not an orange. It's like it looks a bit like a gooseberry.
Satsuma.
No. It's smooth.
Tangerine.
Yeah. They just
Yeah, that would
when
do,
you go to
that would
restaurant,
do,
they just
yeah.
have a tangerine.
What
Fuck
would
it,
you rather
move
have?
on.
What would you have, Anthony, then? A mole or rotten shark fin? two
Out
great
of
options.
those... what's putting me off is the rotten part of the shark fin. If it was a normal shark fin...
Yeah, but on the same...
I would
but
probably-
Stilton cheese is rotten as well. That's got mould all over it. Blue cheese is
True,
mouldy.
but that's all right. I'd probably go for the mole in the hope that it tastes a bit of like chicken.
I hope it tastes like
The
mold.
generic flavour.
I'm sure it would.
Chicken.
I'm sure it would. It either has the taste of beef or chicken. Otherwise, I'm not interested.
What if it tastes
And
like
mole's
jam?
more likely to. Like what?
Like jam. Imagine that.
That's
an
not
animal
bad,
that-
actually.
Imagine an
I'd
animal
spread it
that
on my
tastes like
toast.
jam. Oh,
I'd spread it on my
that'd be
toast.
Amazing. Oh.
Anthony, come down. Your toast is ready. Mum, have you spread my mole on it? No, come and do it yourself. I don't know how much you like. That sentence never happened, did it? Right, come on. That's the next question. You've got to have another question.
Who's got the next question then?
You.
toast
you.
is
Okay.
ready.
Right, fair enough.
buttered it.
I'm sorry.
Bananas.
I can make my own toast. For the record, I can make my own toast. Just
I
so
made some
people know.
rather
Your own
lovely
mole
toast this
paste.
morning. Amazing toast. Raspberry jam, brilliant. Anyway, Katjananus asks, what is the hardest / cheapest boss you've ever faced in a game?
Oh.
Gentlemen, answer. If you would.
I can say most annoying.
Yeah, I
and
think
that's
that counts as cheapest.
the bosses in the new Prince of Persia, because they just block all the time, and it's done in a way where if you block, that's the end of your combo, and all they do is block. So the fights take about 10 minutes when they should take 1 minute, and that pisses me off because all it is just a computer character blocking, and it's no skill whatsoever. It just blocks.
I
Fair enough.
I ran
can
over.
say the cheapest is Trevelyan from GoldenEye 007 on the N64 because he goes down like a ton of bricks. So that's interesting then.
There we go. Well, is that
Matt,
the end
What
of
was
yours?
your hard? Do you have a
I
hard?
haven't got
Do you have a
I haven't
hardest?
got a hard one. I can't think of one off the top of my head.
I think my one covers both, which is Kazadan Paratus. He's the second boss in Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. that you come across as the apprentice. He's a little tiny blue midget bastard who's got little robotic arms, but he's not as cool as General Grievous. And all he does is he sort of spins and blocks and jumps at you, and then eventually he runs away and climbs up a pillar, throws stuff at you, and sends a giant trash monster after you to destroy you. He's impossible to take down. He's a little blue bastard. I hate him. He's a cunt. That is my answer. Couchinanis.
Cool.
Next.
Liam.
Inbred23 says, if you were Australian and stranded in the bush, what would you use as presumably some sort of makeshift transport? Would it be a kangaroo or a dingo?
Kangaroo.
Now, I don't know what he means, because his question is phrased if you were Australian, as opposed to if you were... We're all English, so presumably if we were Australian we'd have different answers. So as an Englishman I'd say kangaroo, but as an Australian I might say dingo.
They
I'd
must
always
know
say
something.
kangaroo.
There must be something about kangaroos they know about.
Well, you would think
Imagine
I think
hiding-
there's something about dingoes they know about. That's why I take the kangaroo, but if I was Australian I'd have the knowledge of the bush. I'd stick with the dingo.
Oh, but
No, that's what I mean.
imagine
They might know something about kangaroos taking you around the back and,
Oh, I
and humping
see,
you
I
or
see.
something. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
no,
just stuff
they
like
did it to Bruce. He's never been the
Yeah.
same since.
Imagine climbing into a kangaroo's pouch and being carried across the open plains, or riding on the back of it. That would be amazing. Oh, you'd have to go with the kangaroo.
The only thing is, you've got about 3 months before you get anywhere, like in Australia. If
Yeah,
you get
but imagine
stranded.
how good those 3 months would be. Imagine that anecdote that...
Yeah,
Where were you for the last 3
starving.
months? I was clinging to the back of a kangaroo. Imagine that. That would be amazing.
Anyway, we're running out of time. What's your answer?
Me?
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no,
kangaroo.
What
or
do you want to
dingo.
be on? You can't go on the back of yourself. Kangaroo or dingo?
I said kangaroo. I've been
Kangaroo.
saying kangaroo for the past minute. I've been going
I wasn't listening.
kangaroo.
I was talking about kangaroos humping people around the corner. I wasn't listening.
Yeah, that's a weird thing.
Well, that's
Yeah.
just... You're just strange, aren't you?
Okay. Right, next question.
When we
I've
do,
got one.
okay,
Regal Grub
All right.
asks, this
Go on,
is a
go on.
serious question, which is the sort of thing we're going to be looking for in the future on this podcast.
this is what we want.
Yeah,
This is what
good.
we want.
Regal
Yes.
Grub asks, will there ever be true renewable energy? And, yeah, I'd like an answer from you guys, please.
I think in time, if the oil companies can grow up and stop being so childish and greedy about their own money, then yes, I think with proper support, there is a chance for true renewable energy. It just needs some proper funding from relevant authorities and people who have what's the word I'm looking for? It may be authority, who have actual influence over that sort of thing. So yes, I think eventually, maybe not immediately, but I think in time we will have renewable energy.
Matt, asking you that question was like putting that cleaner on BBC News, asking him about the legal battle between the Beatles and Apple Music Incorporated.
It was.
That was amazing.
I never
I just saw
claimed
you
to be
struggle
an
with every
expert.
word.
I never seem to be I never claimed to be an expert on
No, definitely
renewable
not.
energies, but I think if you sift through that rather awkward explanation, you will find a rather coherent answer.
The answer is yes, the sun.
As in yes,
Yes!
eventually. Right, Anthony, your answer, please.
The sun, yes, the sun.
Oh, that was-
Just use this until it blows up.
That was going to be my answer, you bellend.
I know. Well, what
So
else am I going to
wind,
say?
water.
No,
You could have thought of your own one.
no. There you go. There will never be true renewable
Right,
energy.
well, I say there
or
will.
you're
and it
such a
will
screwed.
be
pessimist,
the
aren't
sun.
you?
Okay, excellent.
Yeah,
Oh, you're just like Jeremy Clarkson, aren't you?
I wish.
Why don't you say something
Be a bit
about
richer.
Gordon
When we-
Brown? Yeah, make some racist comment about him being disabled and Scottish, why don't you?
He's disabled and Scottish.
Blind.
Is that good enough?
Yeah,
blind-
fair
it's
enough.
not all blind.
Phone the
That's
BBC.
what I get out of you.
Other disabilities are
Get-
available.
Get Carol Thatcher in.
Right.
That's horrible. She's a very nice woman.
She's not.
She
She's
is.
the son of. She's the
She
daughter
is.
of Margaret
She's
Thatcher.
horrid.
That was a Freudian slip.
No, that's right. When we're doing the podcast, you have to have Cypher on, and hopefully he'll do a question every time. But his question is, which game got you into the gaming hobby you have now?
Oh, I think it came in 2 stages with me. I think originally it's the Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and GoldenEye, with my first N64 one Christmas. A magical time that was. I think after that, I wasn't really that into games. I didn't really buy that many. And then I think about the time I was unemployed and got my 360, and got various things like various racing games and things like Stranglehold, where I started to realise, hang on, there's something a bit more here, and started to delve a bit, and then got into the LP scene, and then the hobby's grown from there, and has left me with very little money.
Cool.
So there you go.
Cool.
Well,
Liam.
I'll go next. The simple answer for me is Clax. Cyphron, you know, I didn't play games until I saw you do an update video. No, the game that has spawned mine and countless others' interest in computer games is GoldenEye on the N64. Not only was it a groundbreaking game graphically at the time, also in terms of gameplay, it just redefined everything that we now expect GoldenEye was the first to deliver, really. But it also was a perfect marriage of a brilliant single-player game, which adapted a plot accurately, but left almost a constructed plot within the game as well. And it was also a fantastic multiplayer game. It was brilliant.
Still is.
Oh yeah. Well, not so much now. The replay value is no good because of the slowdown when you play. But at the time, it was outstanding. It was the game that me and quite a few of my friends started. What about you, X, the music, or Anthony?
So you complained about using geeky terms.
Well, X is just cool. You can say X and it's cool.
It is, isn't it? It's a really cool username. Jealous, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Come on.
I'm stuck with a
Quickly.
beer in mind.
Right, just to show my age a little bit, the first ever console I ever owned was NES, and the first game I ever played from that was Super Mario Brothers. Very closely followed by Duck Hunt, because they both came together, and I got the light gun and everything. Brilliant game, Duck Hunt. Yeah, that bloody dog. But yeah, ever since then I've kind of been on the same sort of level. I've never really had peaks and troughs and whatever. It's kind of just been there. So yeah, that's the one that got me into it, really.
Okay.
I've got a quick question. Sorry, just before you go, Matt. I've got a one-word answer for this. The question is pirates or ninjas. No explanation, just one word. Go.
Ninjas.
Ninjas.
Okay, cool. We're comprehensive on that. Next, you go, Matt.
May I refer you to Ross Noble's Pirates vs. Ninja argument? Search it on YouTube. You will get everything you need from that. Okay, I think one final question, started so I'll finish. Have you ever wanted to shag a video game character, and if so, which one?
No. Sorry. I'll be boring, but it's the truth. No, I haven't.
Anthony?
Yoshi.
You sick
No.
bastard.
Well, we look at him. He so wants it.
He's gagging for it, isn't he?
He jiggles up and down and all that. He's like, Yahoo! Yeah!
Mario spends half his time riding him. You know, you want some of that. I understand.
You want some of that
I'm jealous of Mario,
sweet,
the Italian
dinosaur action, don't you?
What?
Anyway,
Matt, what's
my
your
answer
Never mind.
is no. I do not think I've ever wanted to shag a video game character.
Jessica
Are
Rabbit,
actual
sure.
women. Apparently.
What about the daughter from Stranglehold? You spent your entire Let's Play talking about how cute she was and you wanted her back in your arms.
She's underage. That's disgusting.
Yeah, but, you know, you would, wouldn't
You wouldn't believe how many people ask me if I fancy Lara Croft because I play Tomb Raider games. It's quite disappointing.
There's a guy that does achievement walkthroughs for Left 4 Dead, and he spends all his time talking about how he'll like kill Zoe, one of the characters, and just teabag her, which is the saddest practice in computer games that exists. So he'll just kill her.
Gotta love teabagging.
Oh no, it's the gayest thing in the world because it's just the most pathetic way of illustrating that you're better than someone at something that's essentially meaningless in the wider context.
Not
of the
only
world in
have
which
you
we
shot
live.
them down, have
Exactly.
my
But he
testicles in your face.
teabags a character, and it's just sad. It's like, you know.
It reminds me of a Halo 3 video I once saw when two Let's Players were playing against each other on Halo 3.
Oh,
And
don't
one person
remind me
teabagged
of
the
my
other one.
humiliation.
Where did you get that idea from, by the way?
I really don't know. I think I must have seen another video similar to it.
He got the idea of
about the
losing
same
from
time.
you. So I distinctly remember that we played a couple of games and you lost. Sorry, we played a few and you lost 2 out of 3, 66%.
Right, thank you for for your questions. Like I said, email them in at d-pad@hotmail.co.uk. All the details on the site. Please don't send PMs. Please don't send channel comments. Please don't send video comments. We might read them, but we probably won't use them, or we'll lose them, or something. But thank you very much for your...
Yeah, please do send any feedback you've got. We're very interested to
Yes.
hear your thoughts.
Yes, we like to improve and strive onwards to a better podcast.
And thank you for your patience as well. We're aware that this has broken the hour limit, the golden hour limit for a lot of podcasts. So
Yeah.
you know, we do thank you for bearing with the inane banter that we've come up with.
Let us know though if you like this length or you want it shorter, or because you know.
Any feedback at all, if you want to say that was excellent, or even if you want to say that was shit, that's fine.
Please do.
Yeah, so...
Anyway, we better end this because people were falling asleep. But I actually got an idea. I just had an idea. Save you waiting for us to upload new videos. Just play a game and have this playing over the top of it.
That would be brilliant.
Then it'd be like
we
a Let's Play
that
part.
Better. That would be great.
Yeah.
And that way we could have it longer as well. Oh, that's a really good idea.
Less work. This is definitely less work than an LP part.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Easily.
No, actually, I'm lying.
I'm just lounging around doing nothing. Whereas in a Let's Play part, I've actually got to move my fingers. This, I can just sit around, vegetate, and eat Jaffa cakes. Brilliant.
Everyone.
Brilliant.
I can just chip in every now and then, just go, I've said something funny, and then switch off for a couple of minutes.
Thank you for listening. Like I said, let us know how it goes. But from Matt Maloney.
Goodbye.
Say bye-bye. Yeah. From Liam.
Tubby bye-bye.
And from myself, God, and from myself, thank you very much for listening. And if it goes well enough, we'll see you for episode 2. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.